what, Charlie? I think he's right, dude. Only a couple jabronis come out here without skates on. I gotta do this thing in skates, man. You know, work up a routine, really jazz the crowd.
You know, can I stop you, though?
Yeah.
You keep using this word jabroni, and it's awesome.
First of all, iconic. I didn't know people still use the word jabroni. The last time I've heard that, I think, was 1990. It was a tremendous throwback.
I never stopped using it.
You've been using it ever since?
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah,
And then everyone said jaBROni.
What is that? The future of radio, you jabronis.
jaBROnis. Cool word.
Hey, jaBROni, show some class.
She's right, Andy. You're being a jaBROni.
jaBROni, jaBRONI.
We don't believe in jaBROni. We don't believe in jaBROni. We don't believe in jaBROni.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the jaBROnis. Back another week, double pay-per-view this weekend. And I know me and Mike were running all over the place this morning, but we've settled down and we are ready to get into this whole crazy week of wrestling, pay-per-views. We got predictions coming. I'm Topher McCann. He's Mike Butler.
I'm over here.
Yeah, there it is. So what's going on, man?
You know, just running around, getting shit done today, dude. We got my house appraised. I don't know if we actually got it appraised, but they took pictures of it for sure. That's about it, really. Ran to the store, got some food, gonna have some burgers.
Yeah, so
burgers.
Together after this in a little bit, we're gonna get together, drink some beers, and have a nice little Saturday. But first, let's start off with last weekend. We had the biggest wrestling show in the history of professional wrestling. Went down in Wembley, All In. Did you get to watch the show? Did you? Yeah.
No, I am no longer in the I can spend $50 on a pay-per-view type of crowd. I can't do it. I'm okay with keeping tabs on Twitter, seeing clips of it on Twitter, all that good stuff. If they ever go to like a streaming service, $9.99 or one that I don't pay for, I'll watch them. But it's like I don't have money. And then you're about to do it again this week. It's pretty crazy. And then you go out there and you say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do this again." Like you get,
I had the means of pulling up the show and having it on for a little bit, but I'm not going to lie. I was I'm not gonna. It's gonna sound like I'm kind of ripping the show a little bit, but a busy week. Was out last Saturday night. Went to go last minute. Got tickets to go see Eric Church. So I went there and got very banged up at that shit. I was already drinking beforehand when we were recording. I had like 6 cans of Twisted Tea on the table after we were done recording. And then all of a sudden got this offer to go to the show. So Ubered to a close by bar where people were going, had a few drinks there, and then rode down with good old Camden, caught a good show, got more banged up, had an Uber home, which was pricey, was insanely hungry. So we did the whole Uber Eats thing, which I don't like doing, but I had McDonald's waiting home for me when we got there, and it was...
You Ubered and you Uber Eats.
The same time.
Wow. That's
While
amazing.
we were in the Uber, like...
You should be able, if you're already in an Uber, you should be able to just like add an Uber Eats thing to your ride.
Can we just stop by the one on
Right.
Frankfurt Avenue real quick?
Every time I take a Lyft, like in the morning for work, I always get like like, hey, can we like stop at Wawa so I can like get a pick me up? Like, I feel like they won't do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're together.
That should be an option.
But it was.
Would you like to stop somewhere first?
And then I also left a note like, leave a door or whatever. And I'm like, going over the Tacony, getting back into Philly, and I'm getting a message like, I'm here. Like, I'm like, that's great that you're there. Please leave it at my door. I'm going to be there soon.
Do what the note said.
Yes,
please.
I'm going to be there soon. I'm very hungry. There's a Tony Luke's in Camden that closed at like 11. We literally got an Uber like at the corner of like where a Rite Aid was closed. And there was some sketchy chicken shop down the street. And I was like, I don't think we're going to go down there. I think we're going to wait near this Rite Aid right here and get in the Uber and get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really feel like hanging out in Camden that long. But I cut myself off towards the end of the night. This is all leading to Sunday. We started our second half of softball. So I had a game. And by the time that was done and I got home and this pay-per-view started at 1, it was literally, I got there and I think I missed a pre-show. I was just so beat. So by the time their Stadium Stampede match occurred, I was out. And when I woke up, the show was done. And the media scrum, I remember clicking on YouTube and they were still waiting for that to start. And then that's when I saw. So this is someone who was like into watching the show a little bit, woke up, and then the only thing I saw about the show all over social media was CM Punk, Jungle Boy, and this fight that occurred. And then a few days later, the Tony Khan thing where he was fighting with Tony Khan and TV monitors. And then Miro for a little bit, there was something, but then that was a joke. So you have all of these, again, every week, these journalists who put out all these, and at a certain point, like we'll screenshot them with each other and just be like, is this like, I was like, oh, if he's messing with Miro, like, what are we doing here? We can't do this, Punk. But it's all like everything just gets reported for these. There's all these Nick Hossman and Alvarez, and everyone has these different. And it depends on what these people are talking about. Like I was listening to a clip this morning of Meltzer talking about the Observer this week, and it's like you can just hear the bias in his voice, like where he talked to a bunch of different people, and it's like, who are they? Nick, Matt, Kenny, Adam, like. But
the
show,
these people, journalists, one of their main gripes. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but one of their main gripes, or like their biggest complaints about like wrestling Twitter, is the tribalism that is going on right now. And it's like these motherfuckers are like half the problem with this tribalism shit, because it's so obvious what some of these guys favor, whether it's AEW or whether they favor WWE. It's fucking nuts. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah. So it's mainly the press conference started the other day. Tony Khan, like right off the bat, said there was an altercation backstage and there's further investigation, and that's all he'll comment on.
And I thought it was a good move to acknowledge that something happened, because obviously he would have been asked anyway.
Right off the bat. Yeah, it would have been
right off the bat, I mean, that news traveled very fast. So I'm glad he at least acknowledged something happened.
And again, I want to stick with this before talking about the show. So when it came out that he then was saying, I quit, I hate this place, and apparently he like lunged at Tony Khan, the whole TV monitor thing. So it's like he comes out and says that there's like this guy was in the room. He was within like 2-3 feet of this happening. Allegedly, from the report, it seems like that at least is known that he was right there. Like at a certain point does this guy finally do something about all of this nonsense and figure out what is the main root of all of this, like, and take charge of something? It just seems like, and that's why these wrestlers are tweeting out all during the week about how great everyone on the roster is or whatever, because everyone's upset that people were talking about this because it's always a telenovela with this thing. There's always a soap opera. There's always a drama, and it draws.
What did you just say? A what?
A telenovela, Spanish.
Is that like the Nutella stuff? What is that? What's a telenovela?
Telenovela for Spanish. It's a Spanish soap opera. A telenovela.
Oh, okay.
And
you gotta warn me when you drop that.
It's just
thought I was having a stroke.
And I get the talent being frustrated, but if you think back at the show, I went back and I mean, I really enjoyed the main event a lot. MJF, Adam Cole, things they did in the match. It was good. No problem. But I mean, it's a great match. There's but a lot it got shined. I mean, people love their drama. It's not going to change.
Drama will always conquer actual wrestling. Sorry, but it will. Everyone's going to think it's a storyline. Everyone's going to wonder, ooh, is this a work? Is it a shoot? What's going to happen? What's true? Is this true? Is that true? And I mean, maybe that's why, like, I don't know, like, storylines, as a lot of hardcore fans will hate to hear it, but storylines dominate wrestling more than the wrestling, and it's just a fact of life, you know. As soon as you sent me that snap of what happened, like, I knew like people were going to just talk about this, and it's a shame because what they did at Wembley was like they're definitely the biggest accomplishment that they ever had. Absolutely. And now everybody talked about, instead of talking about MJF and Adam Cole or Stadium Stampede, talked about CM Punk. And not even like they talked about Jack Perry a little bit, but talked about CM Punk. You know,
it came out like this. It just came out. The #1 merch seller in AEW is CM Punk, and close there in the top, I think #3 is FTR, CM Punk, whatever the hell it is. So I mean, the guy's almost doubling merch from.
Yeah, I mean, I see the rock and a hard place that Tony's in, you know, and it's also like, what kind, I mean, I don't know if the information's public, but you don't know what kind of contract that you have signed into. If you do fire him, how much are you going to be paying him? Probably the rest of his contract, which I'm assuming is a hefty sum. Probably your highest paid. I think it would be safe to say he's probably the highest paid guy.
Yeah, and there's just there was reports of them both being suspended, but then at the same time, he said there's a chance he could still be on the card. Like, it might not be until late tonight.
I will say this: I think Tony's smart enough to where, like, you definitely either you either do a video package with him, like a taped thing, or like you have him on there, because he's smart enough to know that if CM Punk ain't on that show, like, from the get-go, that crowd is going to take that show over. I mean, I just don't see how that doesn't happen, you know?
Yeah, and it's like,
you have to address it, like, immediately. Whether it's him there or if you go out there and announce he's not there, then they're really going to fucking take it over.
I think we'll hear I think by tonight I'm sure we'll get the final say in that.
Collision's live, right? Collision's live.
So. Rampage was not, but I would not be surprised if this man's not on the show. I'm sure.
Do you think? And I hate to bring WWE in there, but do you think this kind of stuff would happen if Punk went to WWE? Like, do you think people would like have an issue with him trying to be a locker room leader? And I'm not saying like he's all like in the right and stuff, but I mean, like, do you think he'd be getting into fights? Do you think he'd be
possibly? There's been
it's a genuine question. I'm not saying like, oh, this would never happen. It's a genuine question. Like, do you think it would? I mean, I think there's a few people over there that maybe could rub them the wrong way. Seth Rollins, for some reason, immediately.
I was just going to say, both the guys who hold world titles, the main world titles for WWE, both have had very negative
But
things.
I think there's also a little bit more professionalism. Like, you know what? I don't like you, but we're going to make some fucking money.
We're going to make some money. Like when this whole thing happened, and again, this could just be the mark. When this whole thing with Jungle Boy happened, this is laid up for you right here. You do it on Sunday, CM Punk versus Jungle Boy. Do it. Everyone's talking about this. Let's turn it into money. Let's be professionals and let's turn this into, let's do a match. Like, and again, all of the details completely aren't there. So, I mean, they could really be, but I mean, that's just the big money match all of a sudden. Just like, let's do this. This is real, apparently. Like, we have a show. We have a turnaround. What were you going to do? You were going to do like him and Ricky Starks or something with Ricky Steamboat in a strap match? Like, what do we – come on. Well, we had something literally happen that was talked about after your biggest show ever. Let's use this. Let's turn this negative into a positive. Let's work together. I mean, we missed the opportunity with the Elite. And again, you know.
Do you think that – I was just about to ask you. Do you think that's like gone? Do you think that opportunity to do that is gone?
I feel like there's not as much interest as the fights pile up now on the Punk fighting. Like that's kind of like, and they're merch.
Screw the Elite. We want to see them against Jack Perry now.
Yeah, and the Elite, when I looked at that merch list, they were down at like 9 or 10. So
that's crazy.
We're looking at numbers and everything here. It's just, it seems more of like a, there's a CM Punk support there still where
it's just not about him. Like even me, like I'm like, you know what? I'm like seeing you like start all this bullshit. Because let's face it, I mean, it's him. Like not. It's like he's the vet, you know. He's and like he's doing vet things, but also you know you shouldn't be getting into fights with people, and like you should know better. Jack Perry, I don't know how long he's been doing this. He's obviously much younger, probably not as experienced. I don't want to call him a kid in the business.
But he's been doing it for a while.
He's been doing it for a while. So, I mean, both should know better. Punk should really know better. I don't know.
And then, like, social media, there's clips that come out. There was a clip of, like, the one time when they were on, I think, Dynamite, and Punk was like, I'm going to beat you up one day. That comes out. And then the clip of him at the Q&A from maybe, like, a year or so ago, like, would you be interested in working with CM Punk? And he kind of scoffs. And, like...
Do you remember that?
Yeah, so there's just a lot of those things come out again after when this happened, and it just reminds you of things. You're just like, he kind of always, and again, you don't know if like these young, like Adam Hangman said before, like he doesn't like taking advice from people. You don't know if maybe some of these younger guys have that mentality, and that's a mentality that just Punk cannot get behind. And apparently, there was one report where Perry was just saying he was just trying to get some heel heat. And still, like, he got, like, pie-faced and tried to put into a guillotine. And Tony Khan's like, let him go. Like, I could see all of that happening, actually.
All I know is I don't know how. I hope there's, like, cameras rolling, like, at all times.
So there was you saw that report, too, that apparently that whole thing was recorded on camera.
Oh, I did not see that.
Like, they have that apparent... Like that video of the whole fight backstage incident apparently is, I don't know how.
Was it like a professional video or was it like somebody's cell phone?
No, I think someone either recorded it with a phone or if there was some kind of security camera in the arena. But apparently everything was, because in the Punk thing that happened in a locker room, in which you can't have cameras inside the locker room, like security cameras. But with this, it seemed like it happened where there was like some kind of camera that from the actual building filming it. So that's out there. And with the way this company leaks things, I'm sure that will somehow get out.
I really hope.
So I saw
so many questions. Like, oh my God.
Like put it out.
If I were one of those wrestling journalists, I'd be digging deep into my pockets and offering whatever I can to get that footage.
What happened? Cody.
Oh, dude, we got somebody? What's up?
What's up, Cody? What's going on? We're just talking about a little CM Punk drama as always. But let's get off of this now. Let's talk about we had the GOAT return last night.
Yo.
Came back. He's got a new T-shirt. He's back. This is almost back to the 2015 is orange and green. So he's got like a lighter orange.
He's
now.
like I wish someone would have like made the joke that he kind of looks like Blippi. Because that's immediately what I thought. It's like, oh, Blippi Cena.
So what were your thoughts on the return of John Cena?
You know, it's at first I thought, I don't know if I text you any of this. I might, because I know I text my wife and I text my other buddy, but he got his hair cut. He like didn't have hair on the sides or in the back of his head, and he looked like he de-aged. Like it looked like John Cena that we know and love. And I was like, oh my God, maybe he like just redid his whole thing. I mean, he's back for like 2 months. Maybe he like got the Rogaine and or like some like black spray paint and, you know, filled up here. But then he took his hat off and it wasn't the case. But it's always good. It's good to see John Cena, you know, on a show that's dominated by, not going to lie, not too into this Uso storyline. Just not. I thought it was interesting, Jimmy Uso coming out and interrupting him. And I swear to God, I thought Cena was about to announce before Jimmy come out that he was about to fucking wrestle last night. But I guess not. But I'm super excited because I think he will wrestle on SmackDown in these 2 months.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't just keep having them come out and cut yippee-ki-yay promos, you know?
Yeah, it was funny, actually. I forgot to say that to you. When Jimmy Uso came out, he has a new song, and they put up his name, Jimmy Uso, at the bottom, and it was up for like 3 seconds, and they took it away because it said Jimmy, and there's 3 M's there. And I was like, ooh.
Three M's and Jimmy.
J-I-M-M-M-Y. And I was like,
Jimmy.
did he change his name? Did he add another M now just for like, Maximum Male Models?
We got this great idea. All right, we're going to add a whole nother name to you.
But yeah, so I don't know really where if that leads to a match with Cena, but I mean the possibilities with Cena now. I know they're doing next Friday is that India show, and
are they in India for SmackDown? I guess they have to be.
No, it's like whatever the show is, it's going to be. I don't know if it's next Friday, but it's not going to be on the network either. It's just going to be like, I guess, followed on through probably Twitter exclusive. But they're not.
What are they going to do for SmackDown?
I don't.
Did they tape last night?
I didn't read anything about that. No, I don't think they did. That was in Hershey. But I know that they're doing Rollins and Cena versus Giovanni and Ludwig, I believe, at that show.
Oh my God. What a terrible match.
No, this is great. Come on, Ludwig.
I think there's a outside chance we see John Cena and Cody Rhodes team up tonight.
They could do a match. So I'm saying they could do an impromptu match. There was rumors of like him and Cody potentially maybe doing something. But at that point, like, then people were going nuts. Like, are they going to bring Cena back for 8 weeks and like for a heel run? I'm like, no, I don't. They're not going to do that.
Just stop it, okay? Just stop.
Like, Cody and Cena could wrestle. It doesn't. No one needs to be.
Nobody needs to be a heel.
But I could see. Well, Cena's hosting Payback tonight. I mean, there is a Waller effect with Cody. You never know. Maybe Theory comes out and there's a beatdown because they just got it.
Yeah, but Theory's wrestling already.
It's all true. We got besides that, we got the Bobby Lashley came out.
Yeah.
And it was good to see Hot Bobby come on out, and then the Street Profits came out and kind of just saying that they're going after all the gold. So we have these factions. I mean, Bloodline, we're falling apart a little bit. Judgment Day, there might be a little mix up here, but we got the LWO. They might be adding some members soon, or we could be having a feud with some of the members in there. And now we got the Hurt Business. It could be one of the new Strong, or whatever they're going to be called. I have no idea, but this could be the new Strong faction. I'm loving it.
They saw an opening. They realized, Bloodline is basically split. We can go in there and run this motherfucking show now. And they can. And they will. Because that's a solid group right there.
But
I dig it.
Anything else really the week?
No, nothing really jumped out. Not for me, at least. I mean, Raw, man, like...
You get to see The Miz do his LA Knight.
That was cool. Yeah, that was he. Anytime Miz dresses up as his, so he's always cool. But yeah, man, like it's just Raw was just all about Judgment Day and stuff.
We need to get out of this. Yeah, they need to do some kind of, which I think is happening tonight.
I also think something is happening tonight.
I think we're finally going to get the mix up because it is really tiring. Like I like Judgment Day, but it's getting where it's just.
It's not even like. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's getting tiring because I could watch Judgment Day all day long. It's just I don't know the story that they have with them right now. It's just not working.
All right, and I guess we'll dive into way more now talking about this card since we'll start off with predictions. And again, we got a twofer here, but let's get into predictions for. We got first up. We're gonna do WWE Payback. So let's go. All right, Payback. This is a premium live event. We got one of those nice little short cards. 6 matches, 4 for titles. And we do confidence points here. You're most confident. Since we got 6 here, 6. Least confident, 1. And then we can't forget that. Creeping right the next day. We have as of right now for AEW, got 9.
We have 9 matches for that?
Yeah,
wow. I thought you were about to come out here and say like 3 because I don't remember any promotion for any matches.
There might be one more, but I think it might be Starks and Steamboat with a strap. We're not, so they're not even announcing yet. So we'll stick with what 9 we have here. But first, Payback. Let's start off with a little Judgment Day action here. We have Rhea Ripley defending finally against Raquel Rodriguez. This match was supposed to happen for a while. There was an injury angle and all, but now finally Raquel is getting her shot at Rhea Ripley. I feel like we might. You want to give this a go? You want me to?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'm gonna go 6 on Rhea because Rhea is awesome.
Yeah, we're in a complete agreement here with Rhea Ripley. She's not losing this title yet.
She shouldn't lose. I don't think she should lose the title like ever. No. Honestly,
this is one that just popped out immediately, and there's a couple of these matches maybe you could do a little shenanigans, but this one there's no need to. I think Rhea Ripley is an obvious. Cody,
hello.
We got a hi.
Hi, hello.
We'll even give you a hey-o.
G'day, mate.
But yeah, Rhea Ripley, I don't think there's really much to really add on to. I just think this is she's awesome. There's no need for hell yeah, we're ready for Payback. We got a nice little sexy card. All right, so far we got 6 Rhea. We'll move on next to, let's see here. We have Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus. Is this in a cage?
It is in a cage, I'm assuming, or they're just surrounded by a fence, according to that picture.
This is a steel cage one. I got this one here. Man, I'm throwing all my high confidence points on my ladies here. But this is, I think we're ready for get Becky to get this win. And let's move along here. So I think that Becky Lynch, her husband recently was saying that the women are not getting enough, shine that they should be getting.
Well, he probably got topped off for saying that. So
Yeah, so it's like that's what I'd be like. My wife is not appreciated, and then top offs all day. I got 5 on the Queen of Top Offs. I got Becky.
Nothing like the man giving stuff around the top off,
The man gives the best.
Yeah. I also got 5 on Becky as well. These short pay-per-views, when it comes to us, suck because I'm pretty sure we know how this whole card's gonna go.
They could make a decision with certain things, which is they're coming up with some that would be like a WWE thing to do, and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Let's see what other ones we would. All right, let's do. Where's it at? All right, let's do this one. Let's do Rey Mysterio, Austin Theory for the U.S. title.
So this one, I don't know the card offhand, but so far, this one may have a potential, but I don't think so. I do think they want to do Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio for that. So I'll put 4 on Rey.
Yeah. All right. So I have 1 on this one, just because this just reminds me of one of the You Never Know.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I think they like having like a Latin American star holding this U.S. title, and I think this is going to lead to probably Rey versus Escobar at some point, potentially. I just think it wouldn't surprise me them to drop it and not do it, or this is where they do it, and he costs Rey the title, and then they feud without the U.S. title, and Theory has it again. Because I could see them doing that somehow. But I'm going Rey Mysterio. I got 1 point on it. All right, 3 down, 3 to go. Let's do. Let's see, what have we got here? WWE Payback official theme song, Too Good at Raising Hell for this year. WWE Payback. What's the theme this year?
No idea. I stopped paying attention to the themes when they stopped being good.
Where should we go next? Let's do it. The big one. What everybody's saying. We have LA Knight taking on the Miz. I'm starting off here. So we got we had the loss for the US. He had the shot at the US title a few weeks ago. He just needed to win that number 1 contenders match, and he lost the Theory. So now Theory was wrestling Rey, obviously, and now the Miz cost him. So we're doing this thing with the Miz. This is one. Originally, I had a lot on this, but you have to remember, this is WWE, and the ones that look so obvious sometimes can get dragged out. This again, I feel like could be one of those scenarios where we get a little cheating. Maurice was mentioned recently in the last promo. What's it that she shows up and somehow helps the Miz win, and then this continues? I think since the Battle Royal and him getting all of these wins, I don't think we deflate that right now. I think we stick with it. So I'm going to go LA Knight. I threw 3 on LA Knight. I originally had 5 on him, but then I started thinking hold on now. This is the Miz. We've seen this before.
He's gotten LA Knight's kind of I don't want to say gotten the upper hand on the Miz for most of this feud, but he has up until last night.
Well, the Miz got him, right? But then he got out of the ring, and then because when that happened, I was like, all right, he got the skull. I was like, LA Knight's definitely win. But then LA Knight left the ring and ran after him. And I was like, oh no. So I just think that's
logic would have me say to put the Miz on here. Because if I lose, all right, whatever I lose, I have another pay-per-view to win the title. I don't want to go against LA Knight. Can you we have Seth and Shinsuke and what else? Oh, we have Judgment Day and Sami Zayn. You know what? I had Knight down. I'll go Miz 3 points.
No, I mean exactly what you just said about that. That could be the one where it literally would not surprise me at all if they have if they're going to put them in a title picture for, I guess, the U.S. title. I don't know, but there's nothing going on for now. I mean, they can milk this and
there's because he's not going to get put in the U.S. title picture right away, and so maybe LA Knight could get the loss, but also Miz doesn't need the win.
Yeah, but it's just like I could see, again, just him, Miz cheating, all this nonsense, using everything against LA Knight to cheat to get the win. And then the chase, people are still the support of LA. Every time you hear that LA, the place goes freaking nuts. That's not going to change him losing to the Miz off of bullshit.
And again, this is definitely a match that he could probably get back on a Raw or SmackDown or whatever.
Again, it's not the worst idea for the Miz to win here. If we're going to maybe do something else,
I would much rather see LA Knight win, but the Miz is the Miz, and
yep.
Sometimes he comes away with these.
All right, so we got 2 more left here. We will do the tag match. We have KO and Sami Zayn defending against Finn and Damian Priest of Judgment Day. And this is an interesting one as well.
This is an interesting one. My creative genius is grinding a little bit. The obvious go-to, and I don't mind showing my cards with these last 2 matches because I think we're going to agree anyway.
It's a Steel City street fight.
Also. Of course, cannot forget that. So let's say, for instance, idea 1 is KO and Sami obviously win because there's some dissension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Later, Damian Priest cashes in on Seth Rollins after Rollins' match, especially with this whole back injury storyline they got going on with Seth, and Priest wins the world title. Finn and Damian feud over that. Idea 2, and it's kind of out there. Finn and Damian win. Then Damian Priest also cashes in on Seth Rollins, and now you got him carrying around 2 titles, Finn being all jealous that he has got the World Heavyweight title, and something like that happens. Highly doubtful that that's going to happen, though. So I'm going to say KO and Sami Zayn. I'm going to take idea number 1. KO and Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, especially with Rhea. Didn't she say something like if you guys don't walk out with a title or something, something they're going to change?
Be a shake up, yeah.
So I think that's what it is. So I'm going KO and Sami Zayn, and it looks like I'm going to go 2 points.
So yeah, with this one, street fight, the card, everything's gonna be stacked against KO and Sami at this point. You're gonna have JD showing up.
I think he's a wild card in it too.
Maybe trying to help out and end up costing them. Because I feel like this whole run with KO and Sami after they won the titles has not been the best. I think we need to pick it up a little bit. And then I'm looking down the line a little bit for, I don't know, because I know we're getting that DIY reunion. I know that's happening at some point. And they're definitely going to be the ones that I want to see get the tag titles. So I think there's going to be a cash in potentially. I don't know if they're going to do it on a B pay-per-view, but I think this is the spot to do it to enhance this story even more. We have JD involved in this match, and potentially later on in the night, we have Damian Priest cashing in. Everybody in Judgment Day has a title except for Finn Balor.
It is the spot to do it. I mean, I don't think anyone would expect the cash in on the B pay-per-view, and it'll make it exciting.
Yeah, I think just with I am
like,
with
remember when Lesnar had it and he cashed in on Rollins after that Extreme Rules match? Like, super shocked.
Yep,
that happened.
Oh, that's under days to Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, yep.
Corbin, where's Corbin? Get him on the main card. Come on,
bring
him back.
Lacey Evans, by the way, back in social media, looking like she's going to take the Mandy K route.
This is exciting. Everyone was so that was another that the people who are happy when people get I could give a shit about whatever her character before it changed again. That original like little sass, her theme song was catchy as shit. I always liked Lacey Evans. So but these people have a warped set where they I don't know. It's the whole thing about it where people were like celebrating her being released or whatnot. Just think it was a bozo move. But yeah, anyway, I got 2 on KO and Sammy. And yeah, I think we're going to advance. I don't know. Maybe Damian Priest is the man who leaves Judgment Day. Maybe it's I think that's what it could maybe lead to. I think
I would be shocked if that didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, I really think it's a spot here because we'll talk about it now, the main event. And with all this stuff with the back and everything and all this, even when this was announced, it kind of was almost like it just felt like all right, they're going to give Nakamura a title shot and Rollins will end up retaining. But I really think this is one of those matches that's going to be hard hitting, a lot of back work, a lot of selling. And I think it's going to be him barely escaping out of this match, winning, hurt. Thinking like Lashley when Big E cashed in on him. I remember just seeing that the other night. And then I think it's the time for him to come on down and Damian Priest cash in this Money in the Bank. But I do have Seth Rollins retaining here, and I got 4 on Seth Rollins.
I have Seth Rollins, but it's a close one. I only got 1 point on him. Not because I think it could change, but because that was the last one I had left.
And it would be sad, too, like if Nakamura won and then instantly got it taken off from Damian Priest. I don't want Shinsuke's first title run to be like...
That would be so WWE.
40 seconds. But I think, and again, we'll keep saying we both think it should happen, and then it probably won't. But I think this is the spot to shake it up a little bit and cash in that Money in the Bank, because I think story-wise, telling that story with Damian and Finn both having a shot to get the tag titles, and then some shenanigans incur, and they don't get it done, but then he ends up getting it done by himself later on in the night. He doesn't have a title. Everyone else does. Finn's already had 2 shots at the title and haven't been able to win it because of the shenanigans of Damian Priest getting involved with this briefcase. I just think it would be a breaking point for Finn Balor. So we'll see if that's the way it goes. So, all right. That is our payback predictions. So let's get out of this. And then we got another one to do here. All right, you're gonna love. I picked special music out for this one because I was trying to find like Chicago theme music or whatever, but then I typed in the word circus and I went with that instead, like clown music, you know.
Oh no!
I don't know if I was legally allowed to use that. But it reminded me.
Theme song.
This kind of reminded me of it. So now we're going to shift over and we're going to make our predictions for AEW All Out. Sorry. This is fun. Wow, look at it. Boom. We're here. All Out Chicago. 1 week later, we're back. We got another pay-per-view. And we have 9 matches announced as of Saturday.
Did you watch any AEW this week?
I'm not going to lie to you. I did not get to see Dynamite this week.
I just wanted to know, like, if they did promotion for like all of these matches.
Some were announced, but I think a lot of things were announced.
MJF isn't on the card. Is he on the card?
They are. They are defending the ROH tag titles against the winner of a battle royal. It was recorded, I think, on Wednesday, but it happened on Rampage for the ROH titles. And of course, ROH talent did not win so the Dark Order won so we have Reynolds and Silver, who have that little history with Adam Cole on being the elite budge or whatever they used to. So they all used to so there's a little bit of a story there. But yes, that is one of the matches we have here on the card. And since we're talking about it, I guess we'll start off with that one. We have Adam Cole, MJF defending their newly won ROH tag team titles against the Dark Order. So I'll start this one off here. I think this is pretty. They just put this on them. They took it from the Aussies, which only had it for a few months, and I think we both picked Aussie Open to win last week, and it did not happen. They
I was
put
really
them
mad
on.
because I should have just went with my original pick because I was about to pick these guys.
But this is I'm throwing 9 on this. This is my most confident one. I don't think we're not hot potato in these ROH titles. I don't think.
I mean, if you were to hot potato any titles, it would be the ROH ones.
Yeah, but it's like, the Dark Order have this? Dude, this is a match that I would maybe see on like this whole card. No offense, a lot of the matches are just like TV matches that I don't see being on a pay-per-view. Again, this is all just
this is not a $60 pay-per-view in my opinion.
And I do agree. Like last week, I could agree with them. The big stadium, they've kind of had a little bit more build to having some matches there. This just seems like a glorified Dynamite or a.
I agree with you.
You got
I'm also
you wise guys.
just called us wise guys.
Hey, called us a bunch of wise guys. We are a bunch of wise.
We are
men.
wise. Yes, we are wise men. Jesus and everything. MJF and Cole also 9 points.
All right. Every single match I say, you're just going to be super confused. Here we go. Next up, we have. All right, so this is the actual TNT champion, Luchasaurus, even though we always see Christian Cage walking around with this thing, which is great. It's good stuff. But yeah, so we have Luchasaurus taking on Darby Allin for the TNT championship. Last week, we saw Darby and Sting defeat, what was that? Swerve and Christian Cage. So yeah, the floor is yours.
Honestly, like, I think Darby's winning. I don't. I'm like taking a risk there because how little I watched the product, but I know a little something about this storyline, and I know Christian's been taking the credit for this TNT championship. Darby Allin is like Mr. TNT title. I don't know. I just feel like this title reign for Luchasaurus, quote unquote, is like useless. Like I don't know. I think it's better on Darby Allin. So I'm going to put 2 points on Darby Allin to come away with this one.
Yeah, so I think the whole thing of Christian Cage kind of doing this with Luchasaurus, I think is kind of, it's been entertaining. At this point now, I think that Darby Allin, from tagging with Sting all the time and being this TNT, having this title before, I kind of think almost he's kind of above this now. And I think it would be more entertaining to see Luchasaurus and Christian Cage kind of continue this weird relationship of Luchasaurus just being okay with, until inevitably maybe we get a turn with them. But I don't think I would take it off of Luchasaurus right now. So I got 3 on Luchasaurus retaining. We'll see
where
what happens.
me and
Again,
you
I'm following.
disagree because, unfortunately, and it's nothing against him. Maybe it is. I think the TNT title is Darby Allin's ceiling. I just don't see. He's one of those 4 pillars, but like I don't think any of those 4 pillars, except for MJF, should be a world champion. I don't see it in the rest of them.
I think maybe too.
You may owe Jack Perry one. I'm just saying.
Of getting multiple time TNT champions, like Sammy.
This could be his thing, though. This could be like he could be like the most historic this historic TNT champion of all time. Though.
Yeah, I just think maybe we get a couple more other people in there to maybe have a shot at this title and maybe hold it. Maybe a swerve.
Yeah, well, I think you're wrong.
I tried to defend my point. All right, let's.
My
move
point
on
is
now.
you're wrong.
This is we're gonna have Shibata and Eddie Kingston taking on Wheeler and Claudio. Now, Claudio is the ROH World Champion. Eddie Kingston and Shibata each have, I think Shibata is the pure ROH Pure Champion. Eddie's holding a New Japan title. We had Blackpool Combat Club lose Stadium Stampede last week. I think Claudio took the pin in that with Orange Cassidy hitting the Superman punch and the Orange punch, whatever the hell it's called. So am I starting this one off or yeah? So with all that out there,
this is a tag match. Okay,
it's a tag match. I'm gonna go with Blackpool Combat Club on this one to get the win. Again, like Claudio being an ROH World Champion, getting pinned. I continue. At some point, Claudio and Eddie are main event in an ROH pay-per-view coming up. Maybe, I don't know, they do the New Japan title and ROH title for both titles. They could do that. I don't know. But I think that Blackpool, again, it's weird with these pay-per-views being back-to-back weekends. Like we said last week, there's a lot of stuff that could happen that could then affect the next week. I think this is one of those, I think, where they get the win back. I think Blackpool Combat Club. I'm going to throw 5 on them.
You know, this is where I'm going to lose the jaBROni World Championship, just like last time we had one of these double pay-per-view weekends. I'm going to win it at Payback, and I'm going to lose it with this pick. I'm going Eddie and Shibata. And I'm going to put 1 point on it. Why? I don't know. But I can see it happening.
Yeah. I don't have that much info on a lot of these.
I don't even like Eddie. I don't know who Shibata is. I love Claudio. And Wheeler's a Philly guy. All signs point to I should pick Claudio and Wheeler. But I'm not going to. I'm going to go with the guys that I don't like and don't know.
It's fair. All right. we'll move up here. I mean, this is the guy that saved All In basically, and I mean, he talked Punk into going back out there and doing the match, and he's a locker room leader apparently. We have Samoa Joe. He's defending his ROH World TV Championship against Shane Taylor.
One would think that this is an ROH pay-per-view. All right. Again, going to be honest. No idea who the fuck Shane Taylor is. I'm going Samoa Joe. And I will put 8 points on Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I think this, again, is a spot. I'm throwing 8 on Samoa Joe. I mean, he just lost to the Pepsi Plunge and All In. We're coming back to Chicago. We're going to get a win back here. That's the only logic I have behind it. So we're going Samoa Joe. I agree here. All right. Let's do a little women's match here.
Women's action.
TBS Championship is going to be on the line here. I mean, this used to be on every card. Jade was on every.
She fell off the face of the earth, right?
She may be done. Maybe she'll show back up in a few months, but for now, she doesn't need to come back to wrestling. I remember seeing if she didn't want to. I mean, so this is Statlander since she won the title, the first pay-per-view. You got Ruby here. I mean, you throw the title on her, and then she has the title. Saraya has a title, and then Toni Storm doesn't have a title. That's a storyline you could tell. But I don't think they're going to do that with. I think Statlander's going to win her first defense here on a pay-per-view, and I'm throwing 7 on Statlander.
I'll follow suit. Go 7 on Statlander.
It seems
just because I don't like Ruby Soho. I hate that that's my reason, but
same kind of too as well. This next one's a little. These are one of the ones where I'm starting to then get a little like who I want to win, and then I don't know. Like both of these guys, I think need a win. And this is like one of the first matches that were announced for this card. We have Powerhouse Hobbs taking on the Redeemer, Miro. And this is actually one of the matches I'm actually looking forward to. I swear to God, this guy has been in the company for like 2 years, Miro. And it's like, I feel like he was gone for a while, just not on TV, but I never see anything with this guy ever. And I don't know. I think both these guys need wins. I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs is involved with this like QTV stuff, and then I don't know. Are you starting this one off?
I've been going. I feel like I should say this in light of recent events. I've been going in and out of my camera because I am currently eating Chinese food. I am not snorting Coke. Okay.
I've been taking sips and stuff, and so that's why I keep popping in and out.
So I'm not going to go Hobbs. I should go Hobbs. I'm not going to go Hobbs. Bottom line is, even though he's in a different place and even though he's under a different name, today is Rusev Day. And we're going to go with Miro. I will put 3 points on it.
Yeah, I originally was going to throw 6 on Miro. I dropped it down a little bit. I got 4 on Miro. All right. We're getting through this card. We did that. Let's do. We got an 8-man tag. We got FTR and the Young Bucks taking on Bullet Club Gold. We got the Guns. We got Juice. We got Jay White. Now, so last week we saw FTR defeat the Bucks. retain their AEW Tag Team Championships. And now 1 week later, we're all working together. At the end of that match, the FTR went out for the handshake, and the Bucks just dumped out of the ring. But now they're all going to be working on the same page. Is this a scenario where they all get the win back here? Or, I mean, Bullet Club Gold has been one of the most entertaining things when I've seen stuff on Collision. I think Juice is hilarious. The Guns are above and beyond from when they started in the company. Are just doing great work. Jay White, I overall just very impressed with them and the whole Bullet Club Gold thing here. Not super confident on it because I wouldn't be surprised if like the Bucks losing back-to-back pay-per-views, like tagging with FTR and getting a win. It does make sense, but I'm going to throw 2 on Bullet Club Gold. I like to continue the momentum.
I got 5 on the Bullet Club Gold, only because I do think there will be some dissension between FTR and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. Did I even come close last week? Because I know I picked FTR to retain, but I know I probably lost the gold when Adam Cole lost.
Yeah, I thought if you didn't take Adam, if you took MJF, I think you had, like, I needed like everything else to work. Because when I woke up, because I fell asleep during Stadium Stampede, I thought I lost completely. And then I had to look at the card and who won and start doing math and stuff. And I was like, I really thought you won. And I was adding all up and I was like, oh no, like, but if you did
God damn it, Sophia.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, wow.
Man, she came close too. Dana comes close. Sophia comes close. I don't come close.
It was, yeah. That would have been, because I was picking everything wrong, it seemed. But it was, I didn't have a crazy amount of point on a lot of my losses except one, which might have been I think I picked Young Bucks were lower too. I have it here somewhere. But I did escape. But luckily that Adam Cole pick was like, I was like, oh, there's no way that Adam Cole is winning the title. So at least I knew that I would get a chunk of my points back with that one. But we got, what do we got left here? We have 3 more matches, I believe. We will do
I got 2 more matches.
Oh, 2 more matches. That is correct because we already did that. It's going to be we'll see. All right, we have Kenny Omega, Takeshita. Now Takeshita, Konosuke won with the roll-up last week. They got the win. A lot of me thinks that like that Kenny would just put him over again, I feel here. But then it's just like, I don't remember the last time Kenny Omega won like a singles match in AEW. Am I starting this or? Yeah. So this is where I swap.
Oh, no, I am.
Okay.
Sorry. I am. Look, I think Omega has to get his comeuppance on Don Callis at some point. And I think this would be it. Then it's like, what's the not that this has anything to do with anything. What's the reaction Omega is going to get? What's the reaction the Bucks are going to get in Chicago? Maybe that plays a factor. I think Omega wins, though. 4 points on Omega.
And I was also just thinking when I was down, Chris Jericho's not on this card. I feel like Chris Jericho's going to be at the show. And I was just thinking about all this with like Chris Jericho could maybe get involved in this match somehow.
Could
and start being like all of a sudden from not being working with Callis.
Yeah, but I know on Dynamite him and like Sammy reconciled and are going for the tag titles.
Oh, see,
I did catch that.
That's a good. I'm good with that. That's a good spot for both of them actually to do that. The Sex Gods.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I don't think it actually leads to them win. I think they will eventually feud.
Well, at least being so I mean they could even pop up to I guess that 8-man tag. Yeah, I think Omega is going to get the win here, and this is why I switched to Miro. I had Miro higher, but I'm going to throw 6 on Omega. Get that big win. Now, this final one here. Match placement, I believe, is everything about this. And I'm starting this one off. We have AEW International Championship, Orange Cassidy taking on Moxley. He just went through a grueling battle this week on Dynamite to now have to go face Jon Moxley. If this is the main event, Orange Cassidy's winning this. If it's anywhere else on the card, Jon Moxley's going to win this match.
Do you see anything else main eventing this? Like, I guess it depends if Punk is there and is going to be facing Ricky Starks, right?
That matters, I guess. And again, that's still not a main event to me. Kenny Omega, even though there's no titles, like the Omega match, again, I mean, this has kind of been their biggest title. And Orange Cassidy has been a fucking workhorse with this title. And again, I think there's part of me thinks that this is the main event, but I'm still not taking Orange Cassidy for some reason. I don't think it's going to be, but I think it should be. I got 1 on Moxley beating Orange Cassidy. And that's like I want to take Orange Cassidy, but I think sometimes when you see a person finally defended against, I still feel like I'm completely wrong. And again, it's only 1, but I'm going to take the shot and say that Moxley takes it.
I am intrigued by your thought process. Because there's a very good chance that this doesn't main event.
But what does? What do you think it main event?
I mean, if Punk isn't on the card, this has to main event. I think. Maybe the 8-man tag.
Yeah, but now it's like
maybe the ROH tag titles, but do you like it depends on if you have like a big storyline prepared for Adam Cole and MJF. Like, is there a big turn coming?
Yeah, like
maybe you do that, like kind of how like you had the Royal Rumble, you had Reigns and Kevin Owens main event the Rumble because of Sami Zayn's turn. So maybe that could be it.
That is true. That is true.
I'm gonna go Mox. I got 6 on Mox.
It's just one of those things, like we said, maybe when like Roman lose the title, you'll just know about it. Same thing with like Gunther and Rhea Ripley, a lot of these champions, when it's just like with Seth and Shinsuke, it's just like, but I have the feeling that Moxley could be the one that kind of I don't know. I just have that vibe from it. But again, if it's the main event, I think they're going to have that feel-good moment of Orange Cassidy just going through like a hellish week and a half of Stadium Stampede, then winning on Dynamite, and then beating Jon Moxley. It's like, and the names to this title, I mean, Pac, Orange Cassidy, and then Jon Moxley. I mean, that's a prestigious title right there. I mean, that's way up there and ahead of the TNT title. But it's a rough one. I mean, I could see either way. I wouldn't, whatever approach they take, I wouldn't mind. Prediction wise, I guess we will Moxley. But again, if this is the main event, I think Orange Cassidy will take it for that feel good moment.
Agreed.
All right. We did, look at that. We locked it in. And that's all the predictions for all the pay-per-views. All out. Let's get out of it. All right. Before we get out of here, we got to do it. It's that time. jaBROni of the week.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
This is going to be short and right to the point. Tony Khan is my jaBROni of the week. From a
familiar face.
The back-to-back weeks of pay-per-views and then announcing that you're going to do it again next year. Just
not only announcing he was going to do it next year, but he would like to keep it a tradition.
Yes. I just think that, come on, All In, the big shows, we gotta keep them. I mean, even when we had WWE with the split rosters doing A and B pay-per-views, the Raw and SmackDown, with the same kind of match setup that we have like tonight, like a small card, and having like a Backlash, and then 2 weeks later we had like Battleground, and it was like every other week we had a pay-per-view. And it's like, good, all right, but now there's so much. Daddy? These big shows don't need this. So, do you disagree?
My drink is empty.
Your drink is empty. Her drink's empty.
Wow. Fill up that solo cup. But yes, we'll get right to Tony Khan from
Come here. I have something. Come here.
From the handling of this whole nonsense and just kind of keeping people on their toes with this whole CM Punk stuff in Chicago. It's just at a certain point, you got to put your foot down and we got to have some kind of leadership. These people aren't your friends. They are your employees. And at some point, we just got to get out there and say the things that matter. So, Tony Khan, you're my jaBROni of the week.
Give me a drink.
I agree.
Got to get this drink.
My kid's about to be jaBROni of the week in a second. Mine is kind of heartfelt. I don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to. And it's not like malicious. This is not malicious whatsoever. It's just like, you know what? You effed up.
Yeah, Daddy.
And you effed up, and you have to suffer the consequences for it. Now, I texted you earlier that I may have a jaBROni of the week at ShopRite. But
what happened?
Karen in front of us checking out. She didn't meet the qualifications to get a certain sale. And I know it's empty. I will get it for you. She didn't meet the qualifications for a certain sale, and she was giving the register person a hard time. And,
that's
it was just kind of funny. But no, I went the other way. And again, I hate this is probably the one I least want to do because I love this person so much. But we got to go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin last night. And from the very lows to the very highs to just rock bottom. Phillies, Brewers.
Big eighth inning I saw, and then
Phillies haven't done nothing all game. Struck out I think Peralta had 10 strikeouts. Daddy. Yeah, baby.
What is that?
That's college football. So eighth inning, we're down I think we were down 2 runs. Trey Turner comes up, 2 guys on. They get rid of Peralta. Turner, 3-run homer. We're on top. It's crazy. I'm going nuts. Philadelphia's going nuts. This is a regular season game, by the way. And then bottom of the eighth inning happens. Alvarado needs to find a new job. He loads the bases. Jeff Hoffman comes in. I don't trust him with anything, really. Only because I don't know him too well. But hey, 1 run scored. I think it's a 1-run game now. No. And 2 outs. I think the bases are still loaded. Ground ball to Alec Bohm. And he Bill Buckners the hell out of it. Goes right between his legs. Fucking 3-run score. And we lose the game. In hindsight, is this a big deal? No. This game is not going to cost us whether or not we make it to the postseason. However, and I know he felt terrible about it. And again, this isn't malicious like almost all of my jabroni of the weeks are. This is just like, hey, man, you made your bed. Gotta lie in it. We will get over this. We'll move on. Alex Bohm, just from taking me off of my mountain high and putting me at my rock bottom low, you are jabroni of the week.
It hurts.
It does hurt. That did not feel good.
Alex, Tony, welcome.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jabroni.
All right, we gotta go fill Queen Sophia's red Solo cup up, and then we're meeting up soon. We're gonna be drinking some beers, maybe checking out some Payback. So you guys can follow us on X, jaBROnis Pod.
Philly Jabroni won.
Happy Jabroni. We're on YouTube, Spotify, all the episodes. But we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you next week. Everyone enjoy all the pay-per-views. jaBROnis and Sophia. Out.
Jabroni, JABRONI, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jabroni.
We don't believe you,